What's good? Happy Halloween to everybody stateside. One of my favorite holidays as well. It's your boy CJ Goodfella back with the Boston Clinic and more. And I just watched the interview with Danny Jacobs on Dante's Box Nation. And shout out to Dante Box Nation, man. Dante, man, he's a guy that a lot of us young YouTubers, when I say young, I mean just up and coming, look up to. Remember, he had like 1,000 some followers, and remember he had 10,000 followers, and T Street was trying to beef with him, and he said, "I'm happy with my 10,000 followers," and I look up, he had 100,000. So big up to him, man. Guy I always look up to, love his videos, and he did an interview with Danny Jacobs today. Very short. I'm gonna link it in the description. You can know that's true. And I link the articles and videos in the description, man, because a lot of guys don't do that on YouTube. They want to hide their sources, and I'm open to giving my sources. I've never been one to hide my sources, even when I was just pumping on Facebook. And by the way, follow the Boxing Clinic and more on Facebook. Got a lot of good memes and a lot of good questions and other things that content I do there. And, I just, never been one to hide them. People ask for them, and I was like, I started linking them into my story or my video, my article. But, Danny Jacobs said he open to fighting everybody from Canelo, Jamal, Billy Joe Saunders, Triple G, Andrade, whoever, said he's not looking over Luis Arias, Cuba, who was a wonderful amateur, was formerly with Mayweather Promotions, now with Rock Nation. And, why he feels so confident, because, I'm getting to that in 1 minute, switch it up real quick. I'm proud of Danny Jacobs. I want to say that first. People think I'm a Danny Jacobs hater. Definitely not. I just got to call it how I see it. If I called it any other way and tried to favor a guy that I like coming up, or, go against a guy and show bias, either way, it just wouldn't be the Boxing Clinic, and I wouldn't be CJ Goodfella. So I just call it how I see it. People are like, oh, you insane, you crazy for calling that way. It's just how I see it. I'm not going to curve my opinion for anybody. So I like Danny Jacobs. I like that him and Anthony Durrell both beat some form of cancer coming back. He got knocked out, beat cancer, came back even stronger than ever. I remember him coming back on Showtime, and I wasn't 100% sure him or Anthony Durrell was going to make a comeback and win a world championship, even though his championship was more of a paper champion. It was a regular WBA title, but it is what it is. I was happy for him. He beat Kid Chocolate, and, and I say that because why he's open to fighting these guys, because he has a 6-fight deal with HBO. HBO is obligated to put him on in 6 fights and, whatever amount of time they agreed on. So when you have that backing from a TV network that's putting that much money that you got to get, a certain amount of money guaranteed to you in each one of those fights in the contract, of course you feeling froggy because you don't have nothing to lose anymore. You're going to make money regardless, even if you on the opening televised card or you in the main event or you in the donut in between. You getting money. You got a guarantee. They feel confident in you. They already know what they want you to do. Luis Arias, good comeback fight after a loss to Triple G. They really probably thought you beat Triple G. That's how you got the 6-fight deal. You rarely see moral victories pan out well for a guy. And no better guy that it panned out for than Danny Jacobs to make that money. And we happy for him. But at the end of the day, he's only feeling that confident now because he has a lot of security behind him. If he wins, lose, or draw, it doesn't matter. On to the next fight. So they're going to map his plan out. And the plan is for him to, face this kid, Luis Arias, who's very confident. And they feel that he should blow out the water. Then face the winner, Billy Joe Saunders, David Lemieux, long as Canelo don't get in the way. But if Canelo gets in the way, he's going to have to do something else because Jamal Charlo is obligated to fight Triple G. That Triple G drops one of the belts and gives up his, belt and his mission to become undisputed lineal middleweight champion of the world and fights Danny Jacobs. But I don't see that happening. But, so it really depends on Canelo. Canelo really moves this division. But he did say that, this division a minute ago was pretty much dead, since, Jermaine Taylor, Bernard Hopkins, Kelly Pavlik, Sergio Martinez had it, Triple G was dead. He said now it's starting to rise and kind of compete with the welterweights now in the interview. Like I said, I'm linking in the description so y'all can know that it's true. He's right now. This division with HBO putting money in this division, putting money in Jacobs, putting money in Andrade, putting money in the Canelo, putting money into David Lemieux, in the rest of the gang. It's definitely HBO's behind the revival of the middleweight division. It's one of the glamour divisions. If you can't get the heavyweight division right, The next best thing is to get the middleweight division correct, and that's what the people want to see. Can he beat all these guys? Absolutely. He's a very talented fighter, but also he's one of the most flawed fighters here. Other than David Lemieux and Billy Joe Saunders, I think possibly skill wise he might be the weakest link. Because of his chin issues, and he gives you opportunities to hit him. He's not the best defensive fighter in the world. He's not the best offensive fighter in the world. A lot of people didn't think he can box and do what he did versus Triple G or match firepower with Peter Quillin. But there's guys up here that can beat him, and these guys up here that he can beat. Would I be surprised if he beat all 6 guys? Absolutely not. He's that talented. But the chin issue remains. The talent level, I don't think he's as talented as Jamal Charlo. A lot of people won't agree with me, but I just don't think he is. Charlo can match him for size. He might be bigger, taller, longer, stronger, and I like his boxing ability a little bit more if he continues to grow and get some more fights. Obviously, Danny Jacobs has a little bit more experience than him, but he don't have a lot of winning championship experience because he never really was a world titleist. Jamal Charlo was a legit world titleist, like it or not. Jacobs was a regular. Billy Joe Saunders had that championship pedigree if he can get back to what he was. I see Danny Jacobs blowing him out the water. David Lemieux will be a very dangerous fight for Danny Jacobs, in my opinion, because he got that power. And Danny Jacobs is one of those fighters that does have mental lapses in the ring. With Sergio Moro, he got put on his butt. And David Lemieux brings that heat. He'll be dangerous for round 1 to 6. I believe if Jacobs gets past 6 rounds, he might ice him before the end. And I'm talking about Danny Jacobs. But if you get past 6 rounds for sure, I believe Danny Jacobs icing him. Golovkin, he knows what to expect. I said after the fight, I thought he won. But, it was a close fight. And I said that he going to look back at that tape and he going to beat himself up because he had a lot of more opportunity to be more aggressive. A lot of people look at Danny Jacobs as this aggressive puncher, but he really doesn't have that mean streak in him. And in Triple G it showed. He's very tentative and worried about getting hit back. He don't have that tenacious monster inside of him like Jamal Charlo do. I think he's the most monstrous, treacherous, nasty, dirtiest fighter here other than Triple G. And Triple G's age is starting to catch up with him. So he got a lot of competition. I made a joke saying the big drama show tour is about to end very soon. I believe so. I believe Canelo will beat him in the rematch. I think Canelo going to capitalize on him. I think Canelo could beat Danny Jacobs. I think Danny Jacobs beat Canelo. A lot of people selling Canelo short in that fight. It's a great fight. It's a fight that I look forward to happening if Canelo, moves on and beat Triple G. I think Triple G will be an afterthought for Danny Jacobs. And he probably go after Canelo Alvarez. And Canelo probably take his time with that fight as well. But it's a good fight. Canelo got some skills. He can make Danny Jacobs, hit and miss and hit him. He's a better defensive fighter than Danny Jacobs. He's a better body puncher than Danny Jacobs. He got some good hand speed. He might be smaller, but he got the skills, and Canelo steadily improving time and time again. And, also I'm in on this. Danny Jacobs said he'd be open to fighting Demetrius Andrade. After Andrade said, it'd be hard for him to fight a brother because they're real close. He said business is business, but sometimes it has to make sense. And he said basically he'll fight Demetrius Andrade if it comes down to him and Andrade, or Andre, which one of y'all want me to say it. I'm calling him Andrade till he earn it. If it comes down to all the marbles where it's, him and Andrade, the last two standing out of all the people here, then he said it makes sense, then you got to do it. He said he had to do it with Peter Quillin. He said he doesn't mind getting his hands dirty with Andrade either. So it is what it is.